Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here I have another coloring book for you. You know, if there's a bow and a butterfly, then I could not resist but purchase this book. I picked it up at my local Kohl's, and I got it for around 23 plus tax, or you can get it for 17 US. So I actually went to the bookstore and got this book. It's Alien Worlds by Kerby Rosanes, and I thought I would give it a try. I do have Kerby's books, but I've not done any of them yet. I was just working in my other coloring books that I'm doing a series for, but I decided let's indulge and let's try something out. But that wasn't the reason why I bought this book. I saw these Faber-Castell or Faber-Castells, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's the Metalic brand, and I wanted to see if it actually is as shiny as it should be, or I anticipated it to be, or if they were just, you know, regular metallic, like just blah. So this is what the tip looks like, the whole thing. I have used metallics before, but I've not used this brand, and I just wanted to see what it was, what the hype was about. So I decided to go ahead and get a pack. But not saying I was disappointed, but I didn't see the shine as I wanted it to. Maybe I was thinking more of like you know, when you are using ink and you have that metallic ink, or it's just total metallic. This is not the case for this this metallic. It works more like a marker, sorry, like a regular pencil, and the shine was not coming through for me with this brand. But if you do like it, it's totally your choice. I just wanted to see what it would look like, as I know these brands are pretty pricey, and if it doesn't do what I need it to do, maybe having an alternative is okay as well too. But I gave it a try. You know, don't knock it until you try it, right? So I did, and let's see what I've done. I've actually colored my rocks with the metallic, and even in the nighttime it doesn't shine as much. There's a little bit of shimmer to it. I don't know if you can see, just a little bit of shimmer. So if you're looking for a soft shine or shimmer, this might be it for you, just to add a little bit of accent to it, or accent, whichever way you pronounce it. It's just not doing it for me, but I can use them as regular pencil. Now this here, all this purple and horizon kind of that is my trusty watercolor palette that I have here, which I have not used in ages. My artist loft. And of course, you know, watercolor pencil and myself, we do not blend quite well, because I'm still learning how to use these babies quite, you know, properly, because they're not like watercolor paint or just regular watercolor palettes. They're actually pencils, so just shading it in and working with it may not be the same technique as using watercolor painting. So I've decided not to throw them away. As you know, when you get frustrated with something, that's the tendency. So I decided to go ahead and give it a try, one more try. So I'm going to actually work with this today. So the Faber-Castell I've used for the rocks, and the Artist Loft watercolor pencils I've used for the background. And I have two water pen. I've not filled them with water, there's no water in them, but I like the tips and I wanted to see how they would work. This is just an old cover that I have from some cap from either my laundry detergent or something. I don't even remember, but it works well. And this is the other one. So I have a fine tip and I have a broad tip or a chisel tip, no, broad flat brush and a fine point. So as always, I do like to work with a fine point. So I'm going to go ahead and just test it out. As always, the watercolor, this thing, it's just, you have to be so gentle and so patient with watercolor pencils that I get a little bit impatient, as I would say. But the idea is to spread the color around so it actually blends. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. And let's see if I'm gonna get frustrated or not. But patience is a virtue. And when you're doing art, that's something you need to have, patience. So let's work with it. I'm gonna stop talking right now. Oh, the only thing I like best about watercolor, whether it's pencil or any watercolor medium or gouache, is for the staining effect. It gives that staining effect that I really like for backgrounds. So I'm gonna work with that. I don't know if there's a difference that you're seeing on camera, but I hope it's actually showing through. But I kind of see it working a little bit. Maybe I need to add some more watercolor pencil here to certain areas, but if not, I'll just finish it up and then let you see. So have patience while I go through this as well, as I am having lots of patience for myself. But I'm not expecting a miracle. I'm just doing this so you can see for yourself if pencils are what you actually like. You can use those. If not, then a lot of people use distress ink, or they go about and use the palette, watercolor palette itself. That's if you like painting or you like to use watercolor as your background. Or my favorite is gouache. So I go ahead and I use that. But the key here is to blend the pencil and get a textured look. Make it look as if you actually painted it on, but sometimes it does not give that effect. But right now, I don't even know what to comment on it and say I'll do it, finish it up, and let you be the judge. All right. So thank you so much for subscribing, watching, and for going through all these experiments with me. It's really fun. Actually, it's absolutely fun, especially if you have a very stressful day and you're tired and you just want to relax. Trying something new is totally the way to go. It takes your mind off your stress and it takes your mind off the present and just get you into that zone of creativity and wanting to see what the outcome is going to be. So I implore you to try that, and thank you once again, as always, for tuning in and just coloring along with me. All right, so I'll stop talking right now and just keep filling in this. So the flat brush works a little bit faster. As you can tell, I'm a bit impatient if it does not go fast enough, but I think it's working. Alrighty, so stay tuned for the end result, and I'll see you soon.